Here I've got the December Tackle Club saltwater inshore box. So I've got a wealth of goodies for you guys in this box this month. We're going to start off with the top water, which is brought to you from Halco this month. This is the Halco Slide Dog 105 H73 little stick bait or pencil bait. This thing here is going to be great for casting long distances. This is a top of the water column kind of a lure. You're going to pop a long cast out, either chasing some tuna busting up, chasing some GTs, mackerel, even any reef species. If you're fishing some shallow reefs as well, this is going to be great. But pop a long cast out, and either you're going to work it back fairly quickly with a straight retrieve, or the way I like to fish them personally is you do the sweep and wind. Just like that. And it's just going to cause it to dart back, and you can just work it either really quick or really slow. Obviously with a lot of saltwater predators, speed tends to be better. But good weight, slim profile means you'll cast it a long way and cover a lot of water, and hopefully get some sweet, sweet top water bites with your Halco Slide Dog. Then I'm going to move over to a hard body from Samaki. So this is the Samaki Pacemaker. So this is a big long hard body with super strong trebles already on it, so it's ready to go out of the box as well. This one does troll at pretty high speed, so you can get going with this, cover a lot of ground, you know, cast it out as you're getting from point A to point B, cover some grounds, troll it over some deep or some medium depth wrecks or reef. Cover a lot of ground, great trolling lure. You can also cast this as well, work it along some drop-offs, work it along some rock walls. It's going to be a great all-round for that, but for me, I'm probably more thinking trolling for this one. So then you've got your Halco for your top water, troll this one out to where you're heading, hopefully pick up maybe a little mackerel or something along the way. And then once you get there to your reef or to your bit of structure that's under the water, then you can drop over to one of these other options. This one here, so this is the Berkeley Kachi Kachi Dama. So a very Japanese sounding name, Kachi Kachi Dama. So this is essentially, it is a very slow jig. If you haven't worked or fished with these before, you can practically do nothing and they still do something. So you can just pop these on your jigging rod, drop them down over the wreck or over the reef, and just slowly work them up and down, or whack that rod in the rod holder and just let the waves just bob it up and down for you, and you'll just get smacked. Now these are great for big reds, any of your reef fish, kingies as well hit these. I've even caught an array of trevally. You can catch almost anything on them. They're an awesome lure that you do prefer to work slowly, but it does get the bites when you work it that slow. That's the point of it. Now it does come with an extra 80 gram head, so it's got a little 10 gram head built onto the actual lure, but then it comes with an 80 gram head if you are fishing extra deep water and you really need to get it down to the bottom fast and have it hold its depth. Otherwise, if you're fishing shallow, leave the 10 gram head on there, keep the 80 gram off, and it's going to be perfect for that slow flutter, and then just keep it there in the current, not being held down by an unnatural weight essentially. Now if you want to get more into vibing or working vertically, that's when you're going to jump over to your little Samaki Vibalicious here. Now this thing does have a big ass paddle tail on the back, so you can still work it on the retrieve, get a good vibration action, as well as that tail doing its thing on the retrieve as well. If you are already over a reef or over a wreck, perfect just to drop down and just jig. Do short, sharp jerks, and this thing's just gonna just vibrate quickly and just annoy the fish until they bite them. Already does have pretty heavy hooks on there, so you don't need to worry too much about upgrading the hooks. Split rings look pretty good. It is default with the decoy YS81 hooks on there and extra strong split rings, so you're set right out of the packet once again. Don't have to worry about chopping or changing any of the terminal tackle on these lures. Now if you want to work it on the cast or the jig, you're covered with this one. But if you find you're snagging up because of all the trebles on the bottom, or you're fishing somewhere with a lot of thick structure and you don't want to risk snagging up, that's when you're going to jump over to the next one. These are the Lunker City swim fish. So these are big paddle tail option. And we've included some light jig heads here. They're a 3/8 6/0 hook. So absolutely perfect for these plastics. They will give you a nice slow swim down the water column. If you're fishing probably more than 20 or 30 meters deep, that's when I'll probably maybe think about changing over to a heavier jig head. So these jig heads we have picked up for obviously the INSHORE box here, covering you up to probably a maximum of 30 meters with a slow fall. You can work these vertically as well, or you can also work these on the cast. Now, if I'm sitting over some structure, say it be a wreck or a reef, once again, or even a rocky outcrop, set your boat back off it once you've located the fish or once you've located the edge of that structure, cast back over it and work your plastic straight back over that again, making sure to leave lots of pauses in there, because that 3/8 jig head will give it a nice flutter down with that big paddle tail that's on these plastics. And that's it for the saltwater INSHORE box this month. Top water covered, trolling covered, you got your slow jig, got your vibe, and your plastics and jig heads. Plenty covered in this box. If you want to check it out or any of the others in the range, just head to www.tackleclub.com.au. Pick a box that's right for you. Welcome to the club and Merry Christmas.